Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say.
Good morning to our friends at the Mayo Clinic. Good morning to our friends near Duluth. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Porky's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark, everybody.
Hi.
Porky's drive-thru.
Okay, I knew you were trying to think of something real quick.
No, remember that guy? Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody's phone ringing already. Go ahead and answer it.
It's photographer.
I knew. Is it Aaron? Whose phone was it? It was photographer Eric's? You work here. Well, you better answer it. It might be your wife. Oh. If there's one person on earth you do not want to upset, it's Eric's wife. That's right.
Don't mess with her.
Welcome to the show. No, you know, that guy said I need to give you local places to be Employee of the Month, the Porky's drive-thru in St. Paul. Anyway, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm well. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
These people are great already.
Yeah.
I already got a great feeling about them. Yeah. Monday. Great Monday crowd. We have a great guest. My mom, the Dar, is so excited because she's, you know, there's maybe, like, housework-wise, what's something that you like to do house cleaning-wise?
What?
I mean, okay, is there one area of house cleaning that you enjoy?
I mean, I guess vacuuming's okay.
Okay. You look like you just...
Who enjoys any of it?
I do. I love stain removal. I love and vacuuming. I like to see the progress. I like to see the lines in the carpet. Anyway, I bring this up because
I'm nervous
the
for
laundry guy is here today. I love it. Yeah. From Discovery Plus. And my mom is so excited because she has this obsession with laundry. I mean, when she was looking for a house to buy around here, it had to have a nice, she didn't care about the bedroom, she didn't care about the living room, it had to have a nice laundry room because she loves to do laundry. So this is an epic day for her to watch the show. Yeah, the laundry guy's here. Laundry's okay for me. Laundry's okay. Kendall and I were laughing before the show that we both had dreams about each other this weekend.
Super freaky.
Yeah, we had a weird connection. I dreamt that I took you to a restaurant that looked like a family restaurant, like a Denny's, but the booths were real crappy and the seat was cracked. And you kept complaining to me that the cracks were cutting your leg.
Yeah.
And then I got mad because I looked at you and I go, I'm taking you out to dinner. And you said, this sounds something like you said something to the effect of, yeah, you took me to dinner to a place with cracked booths. So, yeah. And then what was I doing in your dream?
We were on the log ride at the Mall of America, but then it turned into like a different water ride, and it was going really aggressive and really fast, and I was almost drowning, so I was holding on to your legs to keep me in the thing still, and I was like, Jason, and you said this wasn't as aggressive as I remember it.
You know what this proves?
What?
We spend too much time together. We are so connected. We are so connected. One more thing before we get started. Usually we do throwbacks on Thursday, but over the weekend, and get ready if you're near my age, this will make you feel real old. Over the weekend, it was the 40th anniversary of E.T. And if you watch this show, you know E.T.'s my favorite movie, so I thought it would be fun. Here's a little throwback that Dar gave me. That's
oh,
me. Could I have pulled those jeans up anymore?
They're so cute.
And why am I tucking in the T? Anyway, there's so many questions. But anyway, There's my 2 ETs, because I guess one wasn't enough. And then I have my little ET T-shirt. I was obsessed with that movie. And then obviously, if you see my little tchotchke shelf over here, there's a lunchbox on there, and that's my lunchbox that had ET on it.
That was your actual lunchbox?
Yeah, that's the lunchbox right there. So
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
I was obsessed with ET. And right after, yeah, isn't that cute? Yeah, it probably still has lunch left over from 1982 in there. But
I smell PB&J.
yeah, and we got a dog right after the movie. A chow just showed up on our door. And we named it E.T. It's like Elliot, like E.T. came to Elliot.
Oh,
My mom
cute.
said, well, we know the dog's name. It's E.T. So yeah, I had a dog named E.T. for a long time too. So yeah.
Did he
so go
phone
watch.
home?
Yeah, he phoned home. Yeah, he wasn't an alien though. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, everybody. Roll it, Leo. First up, well, I'm glad that y'all didn't listen to me because Jurassic World Dominion opened over the weekend and brought in major money. The movie debuted at #1, no big surprise, with $143 million. That's just $5 million less than what the last one did, called Fallen Kingdom, when it opened in 2018. That one did nearly $400 million worldwide. I joke because I reviewed it and I did not like it at all. I hated it. And it's so funny to read, and I make it a practice not to look at comments because it's just usually a cesspool of negativity. But I did look at the comments on my review on the Jason Show Facebook page, and this woman, who doesn't even live in any of the markets that carry our show, she ripped me one and no. It was great. The first line was, "Who is this Jason guy?" And he's terrible, and just ripping me one end of the street to the other. And then someone responded and said, "Why are you on his show page if you don't even know who he is?" And then she said she just stumbled across the review. It just cracks me up that 22 years later, people are still surprised when I review a movie and I don't like it. I don't have to like it. I'm glad that you do. I just thought it was horrible. And my job is to try to prevent you from wasting your money on a movie that's really bad. So, yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I also haven't seen Top Gun. I know I'm going to, but I think, didn't Top Gun make like 160 in its first weekend?
Oh, yeah.
And this is 145-ish?
Yeah.
So,
oh, God. And
close-ish.
I had the best example of just classic teenager. My nephew, you know, my niece Ella and Press and Carter. Carter's the nephew that he hunts, and he's very,
Yes.
we have nothing in common, but I love that kid. I mean, nothing. We have nothing in common. But I love that kid. He hunts, he eats roadkill, he's very outdoorsy. Anyway, so the whole family went to go see Top Gun, you know, and I loved it. The father-in-law was ecstatic. My brother-in-law, everyone loved it. So I saw Carter yesterday. I go, "Carter," and I got all excited. I go, "What'd you think of the movie?" And he goes, "It was all right." It's just he's a teenager. He's 17. He doesn't like anything.
No.
Except roadkill. I mean, that's the only thing he likes. Yeah.
And TikTok.
Next in the dish, the Tony Awards aired last night. Ariana DeBose opened up the show in a really big way. Look at this. She was the one, remember when I reviewed West Side Story, which I liked, lady that doesn't live here. She was my favorite part of West Side Story. I loved her. She's just a powerhouse, and that's not hard. That's not easy to be good at all of those songs.
No.
She's amazing.
No, and like to be able to sing and dance and be lifted in the air and you're still doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
she's good.
Among the big winners of the night, Jennifer Hudson won a Tony. So the reason that's a huge deal, other than just it's a big deal to win a Tony, it really cemented her legacy because now she's an EGOT winner. She's won everything. She was a producer on the musical A Strange Loop that won Best New Musical. And that means that Jennifer now has an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and now a Tony. That's right. Well, and she'll probably win another Emmy because she's getting a daytime talk show. Is it this fall? This fall here on our station, Fox 9, if you're watching us from other parts of the country. So yeah, she'll win an Emmy. We still haven't won one, but that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
We're entering in a different category this year. We're doing like sports show. We're just doing we're just doing that. Yeah. We're gonna try anything.
The back and forth, you know?
The back and forth.
It's like a game of table tennis. It's
Exactly.
Just,
We're gonna take a break. Much more when we come back. Back after this. Coming up next, I just finished part 1 of the penultimate season of Stranger Things. So, does it live up to the hype?
Without you, we can't win this war.
I'll have my review from the Upside Down. Then, he's one of our favorites. The laundry guy is back with the best tips
I'm gonna put a little stain remover in my hand.
to getting rid of those stubborn summer stains. And from funny questions to odd observations, we're opening up the Jason Show Mailbag. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Jimmy Kimmel has been airing shows before the NBA Finals, and over the weekend aired a bit in which he tricked a fan into missing the fourth quarter. Ooh.
Mean.
Let's see how that plays out in our late night rewind.
It's a heck of a game you're missing. Tell us your name.
Jason Leonard,
Jason, where you from?
Walnut Creek.
Big Warriors fan?
Yes.
Let's get you mic'd up, Jason. We're trying to get you back to your seat as soon as
I'm good,
possible.
man.
Sorry about our son. He's only got one arm. Thank you for missing the fourth quarter to talk to us.
Hit me up.
Let's do some vocal warm-ups. Let me hear you say, Unique New York, Unique New York.
New York. New York.
Wow, we're missing some game, Jason. Let me hear you say, if Boston's butter is bitter, will the bitter butter make Boston's batter bitter?
If Boston's butter's bitter, will it make Boston's bitter butter better?
Oh, so close, Jason.
Yeah.
So
No! Go Warriors!
It's the finals on Jumbotron TV. Hey, let him hear it, folks. Let him hear it.
Yeah.
Jason, hear it. They love you out there. They
Yeah!
are loving you out
Go
there.
Warriors! Hey, what's the score?
Hey! What's the score?
So
I'd
loud.
be so mad. Because you know, like, how those, I have no idea how expensive those tickets are.
They've got to be astronomical.
I
For a
hope.
finals game, yeah.
I hope the producers gave him some. Anyway, it's time for a special serving a hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Audience, give it up for Brad from TMZ. Good morning, Brad.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Morning, Jason.
I would be so mad. Anyway, first up, Brittany's mom is now weighing in on Brit's wedding, even though she didn't get an invite, right?
No, and you'd think maybe she'd be bitter, but at least she's not showing that on social media, Jason, because Brittany's mom, Lynn Spears, wasn't in attendance at the wedding. Neither was Brittany's dad or sister, Jamie Lynn. But Lynn went on Instagram and commented on one of Brittany's posts actually about the wedding and said, hey, looks like you had your dream wedding. I'm so happy for you. I love you. It's even more special that you were able to do it at your home. Brittany didn't like or comment on Lynn's post, but nonetheless, maybe mom's trying to make nice with Brittany and maybe there'll be a reunion here.
Yeah. All I care about was they did Vogue with Madonna. That's all that's the only thing I cared about this weekend, Brad.
Everybody is talking about that video. Some love it, some think it's awkward, some are just like, okay, but I like that you're a fan.
Oh, Brad, would you like a drunk Jason fun fact?
I'd love one.
If there's a couple cocktails in me, I can do the entire choreography to the Vogue video.
It's true.
So Brittany should have invited you, is what you're saying.
No, yeah. Hey, next up, I don't mean to turn this sad, but this isn't good. Toby Keith had some sad news for his fans. What's going on?
Yeah, he kind of shocked everybody this weekend, Jason, because Toby Keith, he's been doing live performances, he's been going to events, he's been promoting things, and he's also been battling stomach cancer, which nobody really knew, maybe outside of his close circle, but he posted a message saying, hey, I just wanted to let everyone know that this is something I was diagnosed with about 6 months ago. I'm doing every sort of treatment that I can. I am going to have to delay or postpone a few of my upcoming shows. But look, he said, I'm just looking forward to spending time with my family, getting better, and of course, a lot of well wishes his way.
Well, from sad to scary, I kept seeing this video and I thought, why is Bieber making news? Tell the audience what's going on with Bieber.
I mean, a lot of people thought that this was like a fake video or something at first because it was just so bizarre looking. But he announced to fans that he is battling Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. And the way that Justin describes it, it's an infection in his ear that has damaged a nerve and essentially left one side of his face totally paralyzed. This is something that Justin says he will be able to recover from. He's getting treatment, he's doing face exercises, but again, he's someone else who's in the middle of a worldwide tour right now, and he's had to postpone dates because of it to make sure he gets better.
I know, and I was reading some of the comments and the knuckleheads thinking that he's faking it and just like, why in the world, like why would, if there's a human being that doesn't need more attention, it's Justin. Like, why would anybody fake this?
Why would he make it up and go to the extreme and make the video and everything? It's silly, and people who are looking for a reason to be mad, Jason.
Absolutely. Brad, have a good week, my friend.
You too. Thanks, Jason.
Brad from TMZ. More on these stories at TMZ.com. Yeah, again, going back to, I usually don't read comments, but I looked at the story and I saw just a few that had risen to the top in Instagram, and it's like, you knuckleheads, like, why does it make you feel good to say crap like that? Like, why would you make fun of him? I mean, he obviously has. I mean, we've had some fun at Justin's expense when he's a knucklehead.
Right.
But I certainly wouldn't make fun of somebody with a medical condition. My goodness, how can you look at that and think, oh, this is a great time for a joke? You know?
Pretty gross.
Pretty gross. Next in the dish, MSNBC anchor Katie Tur has led a rather interesting life. And right about now you're thinking, Jason, why are you talking about a news anchor? Well, listen to this. Her parents ran a helicopter news service credited with filming iconic news events like the LA riots and OJ's slow-moving car chase. Yeah, Katie Tur's mom and dad were the two of them in there. Well, she was on CBS Sunday Morning on Sunday morning and talked about her rather unusual childhood. Look at this.
Growing up, how did you see your mom and dad? When I was a kid, they were the coolest people in the world. We had a helicopter. I got to go up in a helicopter. I knew how to fly a helicopter. It was a really unique and interesting childhood that nobody else had.
There they are.
In the documentary Whirlybird, you can hear her describing a crash scene.
What do you see? I see some people in yellow coats. I think they're firefighters.
The images were wild, and I was in a front row seat for it. Literally in the helicopter, feeling the flames on my shins.
You could feel it.
You could feel it.
That close.
Oh, yeah.
And how old were you?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow.
Yeah. Well, Katie, if you guys don't know, so Katie is married to Tony DeCopel, who's one of the anchors of CBS Mornings with Gayle King and Nate. And I was watching their interview this morning. They were kind of interviewing each other, which I thought was cool. And they said one of the things that brought them together was they both had really unusual upbringings. So you just saw Katie had that. And then Tony's dad was arrested. I think he was like a drug mule, like a mafia. And I don't know if it was a mafia guy, but Tony did not have a normal childhood. And Katie said you know, when she would date other guys, she kind of felt like a fraud. She's like, well, I didn't grow up with the picket fence. So when she met Tony, there was kind of a, oh, you see me. You see me in a way that other guys I've dated. I like both of them. I really enjoy Tony DeCopel. I think he's a good guy. He used to do a lot of stories for CBS Sundays.
Yeah, that entire interview with Katie, it just keeps getting more and more of a revelation. Like you hear then her dad, she says, was abusive, and then it comes out that later he said, I'm transitioning to a woman. This is why I've been so angry my whole life. So just her whole story is just so different. It makes her who she is. It was a really good interview.
And I want her teeth.
Yeah.
She has really good teeth. Great teeth. Jeff and I were talking about that. Great teeth. Anyway, Katie has a new book, Rough Draft, and that's available tomorrow. Okay, next in the dish. I finished up. We're going to call this next portion of the show, hey, I finished all these shows, and now that I'm done, I'm going to tell you if I still really like them. So that way, yeah. So first, because you know, I watch shows so you don't have to. So I finished up over the weekend. I finished up part 1 of the 4th season of Stranger Things. Yes. And yes, it would be near perfect except for the Russia storyline with Hopper and Winona. And I love Winona Ryder, but for whatever reason, it did not captivate me. I wish I could have just fast forwarded. If I could have done that, this was such a great season. And episode 7, the finale, oh my goodness. It will just knock your socks off. It's so good. Probably the best episode of Stranger Things, period.
All of the seasons?
All of them. And so this is not spoilery, but this is really cool. Colin brought this to my attention. So this proves, you know, the Duffer Brothers created, right? Everything this is their brainchild. This tells you that they mapped all 5 seasons out years ago because somebody on TikTok went back and watched all the episodes from past seasons, and whenever there is a death or someone goes into the upside down, you hear the sound of that grandfather clock that's prominent in this season that signifies the upside down. But back then you didn't know what, it just was a sound effect. Now you realize, oh my goodness, that's been there the whole time. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm watching, I know. I'm watching season 2 right now.
I'm proud of you.
I'm going to look out for that now that you say that. I'm
yes, so good. Well, I also finished up the final episode of The First Lady on Showtime. And you know I've been telling, thank you. Thank you, Aaron. I've been telling you about this show for weeks now. And here's my takeaway now that the whole show is done. It never dropped in quality. If anything, I liked the show better, and I liked all 3 of these amazing women better. Especially, and I gotta tell you, this is the weird byproduct of this show. I am now like a Betty Ford obsessed fan. Like I am. Now, when we were in school, we weren't really taught about her because when we were in school, it wasn't history. It was happening at that moment. But now that I know so much about her, my goodness, was she dynamic. And we were really lucky to have her as First Lady. And I went through all of her accomplishments, but just singularly, her work with the Betty Ford Center and removing the stigma of talking about alcohol abuse and how fundamentally that changed the lives of millions of people. You and Michelle Pfeiffer's performance of Betty Ford, she absolutely should be nominated. And then Eleanor Roosevelt, dynamic. Gillian Anderson will just knock your socks off with her performance. And then for Michelle Obama, she got better. I still couldn't. Viola Davis's pursed lips still kind of, ever since it was noted in the first episode, I couldn't get real past it. But she turned in a great performance as Michelle Obama as a whole. But Betty Ford, I want to get a Betty Ford T-shirt. I do.
You could start a fan club.
I do. I know. You know how I am. When I like something, I really like it.
You don't say.
I know. So now, I wish she was still alive because I would like to interview her. But you know, anyway, that one's on Showtime. Everybody, we're gonna take a break. The Laundry Guy is here. When we come back in a moment. I love this title. Our next guest is the Grand Wizard of Laundry. He's like Dumbledore with stains. Do you have a stain? He's gonna get it out. Give it up for the laundry guy, Patrick Richardson. You're Dumbledore, Patrick.
That's like the greatest thing ever said.
You're Dumbledore for laundry.
Oh.
Anyway, before we go, and we're gonna do specific things, executive producer Jeff and I were just talking, and this is how I know a guest resonates with the audience, because obviously we meet a lot of people, but one of your tips has resonated with both Jeff and I so much, and the tip was, overall, we are using too much laundry soap.
Right.
Did you know that overall? Because we should be using, you said this, how much should we be really using?
Well, they tell you this much for a full load, this much for a small load. We need to be using about that much, about 2 to 2.5 tablespoons.
And considering that it's basically the price of a car right now, just cut back a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do specific summertime stains. Where are we starting at?
Well, we're gonna start with my favorite summertime thing, which is sangria.
Yes!
I love sangria, but this same tip would apply like to any kind of berries or fruit.
Okay.
And in the summers when you want fruit.
Exactly.
People get really afraid of like red wine, which is what this basically is.
Because that looks real bad. That looks like, oh, I'm gonna have to throw that away.
Yeah, and you don't. You just take a little bit of oxygen bleach in some warm water.
Okay.
And you just dip it in, and it's gonna turn color. And it did. Oh, good, it worked.
Way to go, Dumbledore.
What can I say? It's going to turn color, and when that happens, it'll just wash out. So the chemical reaction occurred, and it was purple, and now it's blue. Once it turns color, it'll wash out, and that'll happen. Like mustard will turn red, strawberries will turn kind of a rust color. But when you see the chemical reaction, then you can just toss it in the washing machine.
And wash it per usual.
Yeah, it's just super easy.
Okay.
But you just see that happen, and a really fun side trick is, if you're doing red wine and it turns tan, it's really cheap wine. So if your friends bring something, I'm just saying, whatever.
If your stains turn what color?
Tan.
You have cheap friends.
Yeah, well,
that's right.
I'm just saying.
Everybody is going to look for that now and think of you when it turns tan.
Everybody's going to be like, run into the laundry room, right?
That's that $4 chuck. Yeah, anyway. What's the next one?
So barbecue sauce. And barbecue sauce, I think, is actually the hardest stain of every stain to remove.
Really?
Yeah, I think barbecue, because it's...
Is it oily?
It's so oily, and the oil kind of protects the color. So when you have a barbecue sauce stain, imagine it's like a big bubble of oil, and the color is actually in the middle. And so since water and oil don't mix, it kind of protects that stain. So it's easy to fix. What you do is you spray it with like 50 white vinegar, 50 water.
Okay.
This is just like cheap white vinegar. And you spray it and give it a little rub, and it moves the oil. And then you can just take soap and a brush, and it'll come right out. Like, I'll do this half so you can see it. And it just comes right out. See, it ends up, the other trick I should have mentioned, put a towel under your stain, because it absorbed the vinegar. It was working from the bottom while I was working from the top. And so it just comes right out.
And that's just normal soap, right?
Yeah, it's just like laundry soap that you pick up at the grocery.
No. Wow. So the 50-50, this is a best friend that you should just always have.
Right. I mean, these two things, this and the next one we're going to go to, you should just have in your laundry room. And the next one is vodka.
Okay. You know what show you're on, Patrick.
Well,
you sure do. Yeah.
I have a spray bottle of like brine in the back.
Yeah.
But this is like the cheapest. I know this isn't vodka you would drink. This is the cheapest vodka I could find.
Depends on the day, Patrick.
Well, I always say it's college vodka.
Yes.
So vodka will remove the odor from anything. So like sneakers, like it's summer and everybody has sweaty sneakers, but also like your gym bag, your yoga mat, your kid's camp backpack, you can spray it with vodka. And the thing is, vodka, I can prove it. When it dries, I didn't want to spray it on you. When it dries,
because I just start licking the air. Yeah.
It's odorless and colorless when it dries. So like you could spray this on your kid's car seat and it would be fine.
Really?
Yeah. And it's antibacterial. I even use it to clean my kitchen counters.
So it really, because I've heard I thought it was an old wives' tale that vodka has no scent. It's true.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, like, it takes a second. You can try it. It won't. It doesn't.
It has no scent.
No.
Holy crap! Okay. So keep that in the laundry room.
Yeah, and keep.
Mom, get the vodka.
Right. And it also works like if you're like a campfire. And you come when you have that campfire smell, vodka will
That just happened this weekend. Okay, we got to do that. Okay, the last one?
Well, this was actually the last one.
Okay.
Ball caps, also a summertime thing. You can wash them in the dishwasher. So you set it on the top rack of the dishwasher, and you put this like over the tines to kind of help it hold its shape. And then just turn the dishwasher on, and the hat will come out brand new. It'll look perfectly new. Yeah, it's super easy. It's actually the hot water. The water gets hot enough to sort of melt all the sweat inside the ball cap.
Wow. Someone go, ew. Well, don't put your bowls in there, too.
Right. I mean, it's 2 different times.
2 different times. More with Patrick when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Wow. Because I have a lot. Okay. Welcome back. Laundry time. With the Dumbledore of laundry, the laundry guy, Patrick Richardson. By the way, his show, which my mom is obsessed with, The Laundry Guy, is available on Discovery Plus. Here's a little bit of it.
Patrick really knows his stuff, so I trust him.
I'm going to spot treat these patches, but I have to do it while the jacket's still wet. I'm going to put a little stain remover in my hand, and I'm going to apply it with my fingers directly to the patches. I'm going to grab my horsehair brush, get it wet, and then I'm just going to very gently scrub through this patch. So I put the stain remover on the wool patch, and the second that I hit it with a brush, it started to bleed. I'm gonna go back in water. This is very unusual. I've never had it happen with stain remover, which is not good. What you wanna do is reverse what you've just done as fast as you can.
Patrick! Who knew there would be drama on your show?
I know, it's hysterical, and it's totally real, because my mom saw it, and she was like, I knew you were terrified. Because, you know.
I'm terrified for. Now I have to go watch that episode. Yeah. Well, we have Aaron in the audience, because whenever Patrick's here, we like to have the audience ask questions. Aaron, who do we have first?
First of all, we have Barb in the audience today. Hi, Barb.
Hi.
Why don't you let him know your question?
I have a stain that had a stain, and
it birthed a stain?
It's got like an outline of the cleaner that I used, and I thought, well, I'll just wash it. And it came out, and I dried it, and now I still have the stain.
You have the outline of the stain?
Yes, the outline of a stain that is bigger than what it was.
Before.
That's a good question, Barb.
Like a gremlin. Patrick, what should she do?
It's actually really simple. You need to get it wet, scrub it with a brush and some soap, but then here's the real trick. You heat up water like in a tea kettle, stretch it over a bowl, and as high as you can hold it, you pour the water straight through it. And the force actually is what will remove the stain, but that really hot water causes the fibers to open so that the stain will disappear.
Wow. When you do that, will you tape it for us? I need you to record. Thank you. Aaron, who do we have next?
This is Paula.
How do you get iron out of whites?
Like you have like hard water?
Yeah.
Okay, it's really easy. You need 2 things. You need baking soda, about 1/4 cup of baking soda, and at the grocery store you can buy something called a color catcher, and it's just this little sheet that you throw in the washing machine. Those 2 things together will keep your whites like bright white. The other thing is never use bleach.
Never use bleach?
Yeah.
That's right, you do not use bleach for anything.
No.
And what's a color catcher again?
A color catcher, it's just this little sheet, and it's actually just filled with washing soda, but it absorbs all of the color, and it'll absorb the iron from the water, and the sheet will come out like really rusty orange. And they're just disposable. You just pick them up.
Sure, Jar has one.
Grocery, whatever.
Yeah. Aaron, who do we have?
I have Chris here. This is Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hi. I want to know how to get deodorant stains out of your shirts.
Oh.
Sure.
They said, ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. This is actually my #1 most requested stain.
Really?
Yeah, of everything. So what you do is you take a little bit of oily soap. You can use dish soap, but you have to use like uber gentle dish soap. Like the blue dish soap that like will take out everything is way too harsh. So use really gentle dish soap and then sprinkle a little oxygen bleach on it. Rub it in with your finger, let it sit about an hour, and then run hot water through it, and it'll disappear. But the better trick is once you've gotten the stain out, from that point forward, every single time that you put it in the washer, spray it with vinegar and water, the stain will never come back.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom right now is like feverishly writing everything down.
She can call me.
She'll call. I know. Yeah. Don't tell her that.
No.
Do not give my mom your number.
Well,
she'll be calling you every day.
It's fine.
No. Last, really quick. What is your kryptonite? Is there, other than that scene? I was wondering, Dumbledore, what is your kryptonite? Is there a stain that just you had to figure it out and it took you a while to figure out?
The hardest thing for me to figure out was perspiration on wool, because you can't use oxygen bleach on wool. So I had to figure out something that would break that down, but would still be wool safe. It took me a while, but I figured out it's ammonia.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
We'll give it up for Patrick, everybody. Go to laundryevangelist.com and go watch his show. You'll love it. Catch episodes of The Laundry Guy on Discovery Plus. We'll be back. We're opening up the mailbag right after this. Back in a moment. Ammonia.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. We should say hello to the future, because the show is being
taken over by aliens.
The air conditioner's being turned on. Wait, our air conditioner's from like 1970 or something. Anyway, we should say hello to the future, because the show today is being preempted. So this is going to air on the July 4th weekend. So Kendall, say hi to the future. Hi.
Future.
That's right. Audience, say hi to the future, everybody.
Hi.
That's right. Well, every Monday, we respond to what you have to say about the show. Leo, open up the mailbag. Here we go. I love being in the future.
It's so exciting.
Happy July 4th weekend, Kendall.
Oh, it's already here?
It's already here. For some reactions, I talked about this at the top of the broadcast, some reactions to my review of the new Jurassic World movie. I didn't really hold back in my hatred for the movie. That's all right. Jesse says, just watch Jurassic World Dominion, and Jason, you were right. It seemed like this was a movie that was put together quickly without any thought to the plot. It was a literal snooze fest because I had to wake up my niece about 45 minutes into it. Woo! Now, see, I didn't even say that. I said there was some good action, so she hates it more than I do. And Mouse on YouTube said, I know someone who also had an advanced screening. They said the most exciting part of the movie was the return of the original cast members. Otherwise, they didn't have good things to say. Yeah, but let me be fair. I have several people in my life who really enjoyed it. It was just, and I took no pleasure. I told you this. I didn't like devouring it. I love that franchise. I just wanted it to be better. I just really did want it to be better. Just do better, yeah. Next, Carol has a comment that made us all laugh. Carol writes, Jason, you talk about having a big head. I don't think you have a big head.
Well,
it's big. It is. No, really quick. I have time. Yeah, I have time to tell the story. A story that I usually share with the audience, because when you come here, I do a Q&A after the show, and I tell you things that I don't really tell on the show. And one of my favorite stories to tell is 10 years ago, last week, was when I was flown to Dallas for the premiere of the Dallas reboot. And when we arrived with my buddy Alexis, the studio gave us all Stetsons and cowboy boots from the guy that provided them for the original show. Anyway, we walk in, and Alexis and I both joke that we have big heads. Well, they couldn't find a Stetson that fit me. And they kept, so literally the guy looked at his assistant and goes, we got to send him down there. So I went to the end of the line, and the guy goes, put your head down. And I put my head down, and I felt a Stetson go on my head, and they're pressing it on my head. And I looked up in the mirror, and Larry Hagman was behind me. And he put his Stetson on me and let me keep it because it was the only Stetson that would fit. So the Stetson that I used to have in the first couple seasons of the show is actually Larry's. Next, many of you commented on Kendall's latest attempt to find a new job in her 9 to 5 series. On Friday, she tried making road signs for MnDOT. Gina and Lewis said, since I've been on a leave of absence from surgery, I've been watching your show every day. Well, thank you very much. I saw Kendall trying to make a sign. She needs a cricket maker to practice. Oh.
What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the thing
What
that
is it?
like puts diamonds or like little studs and things?
Oh,
A
Aaron,
cricket.
okay. It cuts things? Okay.
People got very excited
People got
about the cricket.
really, I know, yeah. And Avis said this about Kendall working for MnDOT. She always does a great job and makes it fun to watch. Kendall has a great attitude toward everything. Great sense of humor.
Oh, thank you. Why are you laughing? I think it's fun trying
Kendall
different
has
jobs.
a great attitude about everything.
I do.
You do, Precious. You do.
I do. We have. Look at our job.
I know,
How could
seriously.
You not have a good
we
attitude
get
about
paid
it?
to have fun and go. Believe me, yeah,
goobers.
yeah. You do have a really good attitude. You really do.
Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome, Kendall. Next up, many of you commented on my sumo wrestling battle with producer Ted. One person commented on executive producer Jeff, that's him right there, punching my blow-up stomach while in the sumo suit. Linda says, Jeff, you looked like you were really enjoying punching Jason. Yeah.
Clapping.
Jeff has worked with me for 22 years. What do you think? Yes, yes. He enjoyed it quite a lot. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and the TikTok. Just search for Jason Show TV. Addie, who runs that for us, does an amazing job. You'll get content that you don't get on the show, so go follow us. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Show went fast today, didn't it? Yeah. Show went really fast. Zippity, zippity.
Because we're in the future.
I know we are in the future. That's why the show went fast. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Hi. Today, a surprising admission from Jurassic World star Bryce Dallas Howard. So it happened when she was on The View last week. Howard admitted she still hasn't seen a single episode of Happy Days, which starred her father, Ron Howard. She admitted this on The View in 2004, but said since then she hasn't been able to watch it yet. She even got a box set from the series from Jay Leno, Howard, by the way, has seen her father's other hit show, The Andy Griffith Show. Yeah. Bryce, go watch Happy Days. Yeah.
We had a pandemic.
Come on. We'll be right back with a surprise goodbye right after this. I would rather watch Happy Days. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. I don't know what's in this segment until I read it right now. Today, a stunt gone wrong at Disneyland's Avengers Campus. Look at this, everybody. A flying Spider-Man was crashed into the building. But do not worry, everybody. That is a robot. That is a robotic Spider-Man. A malfunction in the Spider-Man Stunttronic attraction caused the crash. Don't worry, though. He was back in action later in the day. Now, this is what the stunt is supposed to look like. Spider-Man launches through the air, swinging on his web to the top of the building.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I've seen that. It's really cool. It's supposed to, again, it does look like Spider-Man. I've been there when it's on, and you're like, At first, if you didn't know it was a robot, you would never know. You would think it was a stuntman. It's awesome. Not to sound like a kid, but yeah, it's
I
pretty
love
awesome.
how though, like we have to say that's not real. Don't worry. I mean, we wouldn't show
he's
you
fine.
that.
Nobody crashed into a building. Don't worry, nobody crashed in the building.
Okay.
Hey, as you can see, we're back to a full audience. If you want tickets to our show, just click on the link on the side of our Facebook page, or we put it right up the top. Tomorrow, a comedian who took on The Simpsons in an HBO Max doc will join us live. What happened? This is drama. Right now, though, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.